Music is a wonderful thing. It is a source of inspiration and an expression of what you are.
My name is Ken Hiraoka, Managing Director of Yamaha Music India. Yamaha Music India factory here is set up to produce Yamaha quality musical instrument locally, and currently this factory is producing acoustic guitars. These guitars are highly stable and produce perfect sound.
Our quality standard is established by Yamaha Corporation Japan. Each guitar is fully checked for its function and appearance.
We are making in India to serve Indian customers closely.
These guitars are shaped and handcrafted with the utmost care and love in Yamaha Music India factory.
Please enjoy music playing as it can build your confidence and give you a sense of achievement. I hope you will discover yourself in music with Yamaha.
Hello everyone, I am Yamaha artist Nise Meruno. Today I'm really excited because we are going to be talking on the art of piano accompaniment, a pedagogy series under Brillante, the Nagaland Piano Festival. I will be touching 3 topics: classical, hymn, and freestyle accompaniment. And to make today's session even more exciting, we have Tunato Kiba, Watitemjen Jamir, and Kikruvile Nagi. This workshop is sponsored by Yamaha. So today we will be touching 3 topics. So the first one will be classical accompaniment, and the second is hymn accompaniment. And in the hymn section, I want to touch about congregational accompaniment when you are the church pianist, and also when you are playing service music like prelude, offertory, things like that. So because those two are totally different styles again. And we will end with the fun part, which is the freestyle accompaniment. So here I'm going to be giving you some ideas about how to make especially the left hand flow. I think most of us pianists, you will also agree with me, I'm sure. We are very confused what to do with our left hand. Right, you know, you can play any inversion, right? The root, first, second inversion. But left, it's always an octave, because you all know that if you are playing the same chord on both hands, it sounds too heavy and doesn't sound good. So towards the end, we will be talking about that. Okay, what is accompaniment? Accompaniment is something that I think a lot of pianists, even pianists who are very advanced, they also sometimes struggle with accompaniment, like especially when you're accompanying a violinist or a singer or any instrumentalist for that matter. So I want to just let you know that being an accompanist, our main role is to enhance and complement our fellow musician. Okay, it is never to drown them with our volume or not to overplay. Of course, when I say overplay, I'm talking more about the hymn and the freestyle. If it's a classical accompaniment, which we are going to start with, it is fixed. The notes are there already, right? You cannot do any changes because it will be against the rule, and the composer may come alive and, you know, attack you. So we don't want to be doing that. So I want us to realize that you are dealing with another human being when you're an accompanist. So for me, my secret mantra would be to be extra sensitive, because the way you both rehearse and the day of the concert or the performance may be totally different again. So you need to be breathing with the other artist. It's almost like a marriage, you know, like a musical marriage between you and that person, that fellow artist. So please keep that in mind. And a good accompanist can make the music sound amazing. So even if your fellow artist is not that great, be it a singer or an instrumentalist, you can still make them sound good and very secure with all the support that you are going to give. But if you and I can also hamper the whole performance with a wrong chord, maybe a wrong tempo, maybe you get too excited, you're playing too fast, or if you're playing it too slow, then the singer will struggle with the breathing, you know. So all these things. I want to now get into classical accompaniment. As mentioned earlier, when you see a piece like this, we're going to be touching Largo from Largo by George Frederick Handel. And so this piece I chose because it is very chordal. It has a lot of chord, and then the singer sings very long notes. So what do we do as accompanists to make the singer feel like that he or she is being supported with your accompaniment? Okay. And another thing is, yes, so another thing that I'm going to tell you is the piano being a percussive instrument. It comes under the percussion family, right? In the family of musical instruments. It can sustain a note, but once you have hit that note, played that note, it cannot swell or sort of like fade away, right? So we have to create the illusion, like the hearing illusion that the sound is swelling. Okay, supposing it's a ta, but you have to make it sound like. So I've done a little bit of swell and then I went back. So just to give you an idea that we do not have that luxury of playing a note and letting it just rise and fall, like violinists or other instruments can do, right? But we don't have the luxury. Anyway, on that note, maybe I will have Tunato come and just play a little bit of this piece, and then I will guide you as we go. Okay. So first of all, what you need to decide is the tempo, right? So if I'm your singer, okay, then you and I will just say, I'll just say like, I want to do it really slow. So I want you to go back, ta, like Om Brahma fruit. Okay, that tempo. Yeah, just play the intro. Okay, we'll just do till that. Okay, so just be there. So basically, what he just played are correct notes. I mean, yeah, most of them were right. You didn't play all the notes, but correct notes, correct rhythm, and also the right tempo also. Okay, but as a singer, I want more from my accompanist. I want you to set the mood for me. Okay, so this is a beautiful song, slow, it's not very long also. So you need to really, especially the repeated notes, yeah? The bass also. Can you just go like bum, 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 like take me somewhere, okay? Yeah. Try again, go. Dun, 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 start again now. No, I mean start means the swell again, yeah? Okay, try again from the top, go. Bring it down, start. Move. Loud. Good. So if he is doing that, me facing the audience and singing, I will have different, I mean, even if I'm looking at the audience just like that with a straight face, I would feel so intrigued and inspired to start singing. And it has like a sort of a long intro, right? So you have a good duration to set the mood, okay? So, okay, now I'll just, can you just play this part? Go. Okay, till that, okay? So what I'm going to do is play this, the chord, and then I'm going to start the song, and then you come in with the, okay, ready, go. See, and the other thing, I purposely delayed, okay? And I wish both of you can also come and do this, because sometimes the singer may not want to follow the tempo that you are doing, okay? So you need to be, what do you call? You need to be submissive to the singer, because at the end of the day, the singer is calling the shots, you know, especially if the singer is an experienced singer, okay? So right now, I purposely stretch, and this is why you cannot just look, it's like an open score, the piano score, the treble and bass clef, and then the soloist has that, they have another score, right? So you need to understand the lyrics. So don't just look at this, you need to also look at the line that I am singing. Although you are not a singer, okay? Let's try again, play the chord. See, your my fu and then your E minor chord should have landed together. You get my point? So you cannot just go. And I'm purposely doing this to make you sensitive. So this is where your sensitivity will come into play, and it makes you a better accompanist. Okay, now let's do this again. Go. Get my point? Now so you have to adjust however the singer is doing, okay? So I think this is something I really want to talk about, especially accompaniment for a classical piece. You do not have the liberty of changing the chords or any of the notes, but you should allow yourself to be super sensitive so that you can gauge what the fellow artist is trying to do, okay? Can I just play a little bit? You can stand here. Yeah, thank you. If you have any question in between, you feel free to ask, okay? Yeah. So this is, okay? So what I'm trying to let you know, this will be my last statement for this topic. You need to always look at the vocal or the solo score part as well, so you know exactly where they are traveling. And especially when you have an oratorio, they say for Handel's Messiah, they have this recitative part where it's like speaking. You cannot count. If you are counting and you play the chord, it's going to go all wrong. So you have to look at the line. So usually what I would do is I would maybe highlight the top part with different colors, so I know exactly where the singer is going. Because sometimes it's like, even this one, I think, it has a recit before the aria. So the recit is very difficult to follow unless you're looking at the top part, okay? Yeah. Do you have any questions on this? Yes?
Okay. Sir, like as an accompanist, should your mindset be like as if you're playing solo, or like you should be like as an assistant to the person who is playing, like covering up all their mistakes, or like them missing a timing or a note, or what should the mindset be as an accompanist? That's the main question.
I thank you. That's a wonderful question, Wati. And to answer that simply, I can say this. Our job as an accompanist, it is to make the other person feel secure and good. And in doing so, in achieving that, we are also going to make the audience feel good. If you are sort of throwing off the singer with your overplaying or overpowering style, then maybe the singer may feel lost, intimidated, and that may not come across very well for the audience. So if you feel in the sort of the marriage, if you feel you are the one who can run the show, you run it for that other person. But if that person is more experienced and knows exactly what he or she wants to do, then you start to give in to that. But at the end of the day, our job is never to overshadow somebody, but it should be a good marriage. And even if it's a good marriage, at the end of the day, we are accompanists. The singer, they say like it's equally important. Of course, it's equally important, but especially when there's a singer there, I mean, unfortunately, the singer will always take the limelight, more limelight, yeah? Although you could be the most seasoned pianist, but when, example, even me, if I have to accompany a student also, I would always give that spotlight to the student, and I'm just there doing everything that I can to support. I think that is something that we need to realize, and in doing so, we are going to make beautiful music together, you know. And of course, covering up for mistakes. Supposing there's, okay, sorry, you can just go back. So supposing there's a singer who is singing, talking about, I'll just stick to classical music. Example, say, Caro mio ben. I'll just do this, okay, wait. Supposing that I'm also my own accompanist and also the best singer. So if, for example, Caro mio ben credi mio men. See, I jump one beat. But if you are playing it the right accompaniment, it's like you just want to let everybody know that he made a mistake. And some pianists, they do that. I've also noticed that they start playing louder, I mean, to sort of indicate that to the singer that they are going ahead, or you know, they have made a mistake. I don't think that should be the case at any given point of time. Maybe you are going to be cringing, you are dying of irritation, but you have to jump and rescue your singer, right? So again, senza di te languisce il cor, caro mio ben. I came in one beat ahead. See, but I don't, if I'm the ta ta ta, caro mio ben. See, then it's so obvious, right? So I think that is enough demo already, that we should always jump with our safety net to rescue the singer, and not sort of like highlight, hey, he's the one who made the mistake, not me. I mean, there's no competition, right? So it's all about coming together, two souls blending and making beautiful music together. So I think that's my answer. Happy? Good, good. So now moving on to the next topic, which is hymns. And especially the hymn accompaniment, I want to touch on two different aspects. The first one is the congregational hymn playing, and then the second one is the service music playing, where you are playing more like a solo artist. Yeah. So when we talk about congregational hymn, concentrate on the intro, play a solid intro. And if you can be creative with your intro, even better. But don't overdo it, otherwise the congregation will be confused when to come in, right? Or unless you have a very skilled conductor, song leader. And then you have to think more of body, okay? It's like full on like weight, like chordal. And I'll use the same hymn to demonstrate both styles so you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you are talking about the hymn Holy, 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 the introduction can be so this is how everybody is like feeling the energy to start singing, and then Holy, Holy, Holy. Okay, so it's chord. And you don't, once you play the introduction, I think one thing I do not want pianists to do is to keep on playing the same thing that the congregation is singing. They know the melody, right? So you don't have to Lord, like Lord. You don't have to play that. So for me, I Lord God Almighty, early. Okay, so you can just play inversions. Okay, and sometimes you can also sort of, once you have set the tempo on the first verse, second verse you can do, for example, the three person blessed Trinity, holy, holy, holy Lord, and you come back to tempo again. I always try and do things like, I'm getting goosebumps with my own playing, so sorry. But then, this is what I want you to do. And you know, and then, so you are not playing, oh, like, pa, 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 and then, holy, holy, holy Lord. And then you come back to tempo, mighty, early in the morning. Our song shall rise to thee. So make it like, but it depends on the hymn, the mood of the hymn also. Not every hymn would require triumphant and majestic sound like this, but this hymn, right? Okay, the other extreme, if you are playing service music, that is a prelude or offertory, the same style if you are playing, looking at the hymnal, then it's going to be very boring. So I would maybe go like, you get my point? So this is what I am really trying to impart and share with pianists that I meet. And I've done a workshop with our church pianists as well. When you are playing service music, concentrate on the melody, okay? And the left hand, you can do a sweep like this, like I think left hand is something that we are not very comfortable for pianists, because it can either make or break the beauty, okay? So I really need you to focus on the left hand also. And when you are playing any hymn for that matter, let your melody line be so distinct that the audience, they are not struggling to follow the melody line. Okay, going back to the same hymn, like, and then see, the melody disappeared. And this is something like when about to have Lord's Supper in church, and the pianists are playing, and they are playing maybe songs. Example, like that. This is maybe a thing, but they are playing. You know, the melody line is not there, so it bothers me, and I'm not in the worship mode anymore. Because I shouldn't be. I should not be bothered also, right? But you are playing to make the worship more meaningful and personal, and to enhance that mood, right? So you play a big role. You and I, as pianists, we play a huge role in doing that. Okay. So I think these two are the topics that I wanted to share regarding hymn accompaniment.
Yes, I have a question. While accompanying a congregation, which hand should we focus more on? Is it the left hand or the right hand as a pianist?
Okay, I won't really look at it as left or right. Okay, but to answer to your question, if it's left or right, I would say left. But I'll just stop there, because I want us to think of chords more. So if the left hand is giving enough support chord wise, then I think that's what we need. And if the right hand is easier for you to handle, then you concentrate on your right. But I don't think it's a right hand left hand issue. Example, the left hand, it usually just plays octaves, right, for hymns. We don't play a full chord on the left hand. And the right hand is usually would have the alto, but sometimes it can also play the tenor part with the thumb. So my suggestion or my tip would be to play more from a chord perspective. Think of chords more. If you are a new, like a church pianist, then write down the chords also. And that way is going to help you know exactly where to land your fingers, you know. So I think that is most important. And why I'm saying left hand, going back now to your question, is because if it's a congregational piano accompaniment, then you and I should give them the support. So there's no need for us to be playing on a higher octave also, like you don't, then they get nothing in the bottom. So you should be like C7, F minor, like, okay. So think of it like that. I think that should be the most ideal way of accompanying congregational hymn. Yeah. So now this brings us to the last topic, which is the freestyle accompaniment. And this is very close to my heart, this style, because you can take any song, now even bringing a classical aria or a song from a musical, a pop song, a rock song, and this freestyle is the one that is going to represent who you are as an artist, and to be specific, as an accompanist. What is your style as an accompanist? For me, when I play something, I want it to sound beautiful. My main goal is to make it sound beautiful. It is not to make it complex, not to make it showy, or not to sort of imbibe any style that I'm not comfortable with. Like, I'm not comfortable with, like, boogie woogie style, you know, or blues or jazz. But my style is very classically rooted, so I take support from that, I draw inspiration from that, and I apply that to pop songs, to musicals, to even classical aria, you know, so, or hymns as well. So I think it's going to be a very interesting topic, so let's just start, okay? So supposing I have this piece, this is a hymn called Though I May Speak. So I'll just play the melody. Okay, so that is a hymn. So my style, of course, it will differ from person to person. How you improvise, how I improvise. You should also not attempt to copy paste exactly what I play, but I would at least give you some ideas, right? So this is my style. I cannot do. This is not my style, but some people, they love doing that, right? Okay, now how much is too much in accompaniment? And there is no answer to that, okay? There is, in freestyle accompaniment, there is no right or wrong, but there is a question: is it beautiful or is it not? That is the question that we want to ask. And is it too much, is it too less, also doesn't arise. It is totally upon you as a pianist. How much can you carry within your technical abilities and within your personality capacity? You know what I mean? So I can play this very simple. You know, but supposing I want to like top. But the thing is, I should be so convinced that I want to do it. Because sometimes overplaying can put people off. Supposing ta 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 ta. You know, that is, I think, very bad style of improvising. You know, so you want to not do anything that you feel you cannot contain. As an accompanist, like I said, you should be definitely concerned about the person who is doing the melody, right? And another thing, okay, I'm sort of, the freestyle would be a little bit touching the topic of improvisation as well. You know, because now it's freestyle. You are free to put in anything that you want to do, right? So I think that's something that I want you all to remember, that your main role is to be a support system to the other artists. And look for spaces, blank spaces. And what do I mean by blank spaces? I think I'm going to have Wati come and play in a while, but just before that, though I may speak, it's a long note. So there you can definitely feel that area. Though I may speak with bravest, then you give that the singer or the instrumentalist time. Ta da da da, ta da da da. See, you fill in. I like the fillers, okay? For me, I think my interest, or maybe so-called my specialty, is the filling up. I always look for opportunities. Even if there's this much, just one beat or two beats, I try and fill in. Of course, you should not do it everywhere. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is so that you do not make the singer go off track with your overplaying. Like example, though I may speak with bravest, every note, every beat is moving, right? So if you are doing though I may speak, then it's too much again. You know what I mean? I'm just giving you an example. I don't think anyone will play like that, but maybe some pianists would play like that. But look for the spaces and take those moments as opportunities for you to fill in a little bit, not to show off, right? Okay, so Wati, can you just come and play something? Any key that you're comfortable with. What? Okay. Wise men say only fools rush in. So the good thing that you are doing is, because this song has long notes and you're filling it up with tang 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 tang. Okay, for till now it's fine, but if you have to do the entire song, this may become too monotonous again. You may want to change the style here and there. Okay, and this song can be done as a 1 2 3 4 5 6, or it's like a 6 8, and it can also be done as 4 4. Wise man. For me, I prefer the 4 4 more than the 6 8 feel. I don't like 1 2. I've never been a fan of 6 8 actually. Okay, but it's okay. It's your own personal preference. Yeah, music is subjective. So okay, so I'll just, if you can just come here. Yeah, supposing, okay, let me just do F. So you can do, I mean, that's the feel, right? But I would prefer like straight, like. Yeah? Don't you? I mean, I don't know. It's. Which one would you prefer now? 6 8, 4 4. 4 4. Yeah, but the thing is, 6 8 is not. It's not wrong also. Yeah. Okay, now going back to accompaniment. So you may want to just keep it like chord, like I did. Wise man. See, and then you put the 7 chord. And then so you're playing chords, but just filling in a little bit. So I will give you maybe 2 styles. One is just where I'm just doing chords, okay, and then just filling here and there. Okay, so wise man said, only fools. See, I added that note. Suspension. That's chord. Okay, now let's just take away the chordal effect. Still use chords, but sort of play a little bit like. See, get my point? So there are endless options, you know, and this is something that you and I should always think about. We have so many options. So the thing that we have to learn is how to make the right decisions at the right point of time. Sometimes this may be okay for a setting like this, but it may not be okay for a wedding also, you know. So every place or every moment has a different energy again. You cannot program yourself too much, I feel. Have a safety fence and you do anything within that safety fence. Am I making sense? Yeah? So you cannot be, of course, maybe you cannot be a wise man say only, maybe you cannot do something like that, but at least the fence is there where the chords are correct or it sounds good, and then you can sort of decide which one to pluck and then eat and share it with people. Yeah, so I think that is the most important thing about freestyle accompaniment. Yeah, you have any questions? Yeah, you can please go back. We can have one last question before we wrap up. So do you have any?
Okay. Sir, so like aside from the classical and the hymn, like for the freestyle, you said like there's no rules or anything for accompanies. But then like sometimes in it, when you are playing, you kind of drift away from the accompanies and then you just start going with the melody, like as if you're playing solo. So to keep yourself not going too far, is there any tips that we should follow or like we should keep in mind?
Okay, I think I have an idea what you are trying to ask. So let me just attempt to answer. So I think if you are accompanying somebody, I see no reason why you have to also play the melody line along with the soloist. Okay, because you are just sort of doubling that voice unless it's required to. Some songs it sounds good if you are also sort of playing it and maybe the singer is also doing the same melody line. But is that your question? Yes. So, but I think you should try and avoid that unless you feel and you know for sure that it'll sound good if you are both sort of doing it together. So just to cite an example, I wrote this song just few weeks back. It's called Quiet Tune. So it goes like, so this is the melody. The singer and the pianist, if they play together, it sounds really good. Like, get my point? So, but this is a special case, I would say. Otherwise, I think it's not necessary that you also play the melody line. Yeah? Okay. So this brings us to the end of this wonderful workshop. Thank you, Brillante, for having me. It is always a pleasure being associated with you all. I remember the first edition when I was part of the workshop and also a masterclass. I wish you all the best for this wonderful festival that is coming up. Also, a big thanks to Yamaha for sponsoring this. It is truly an honor and a privilege for me to represent Yamaha as your Yamaha artist. So on that note, God bless you all. See you soon.